we've just seen a very inspirational film called Playing Warriors. Could you just let the viewers know what was your inspiration behind this film?
Well, it's not my film. It was made by a Zimbabwean director whose name escapes me at the moment, but it's a very entertaining, plausible film about a group of women friends, urban friends in Zimbabwe, and the sort of tussle between traditional expectations that they should marry and settle down and their own desires to have career and so on. And it's a bit of Sex and the City, but it's humorous, it's well made, and I enjoyed it.
It was important that once she joined the new family, she should be well taken care of.
Hold up. This is not gonna happen. Oh my goodness, look at the time.
What I found very interesting about the film was the traditional values, and I felt that the traditional values from the elder generation, and then how it there's a bit of a tug of war with the younger generation trying to find the balance. Could you comment on that, please?
Well, I think the film definitely touched on a universal theme as to expectations on women, placed on women when they reach a certain age, to conform and to become respectable, i.e. married with a man protecting them and to have children, and how difficult this is for some African women who maybe want to sort of have alternative lifestyles or explore things differently. And the way in the film, the way the demarcation is, the central character wants a career. And it's to me, it's actually pitched in a very simplistic form, as if having a career means that you can't marry and have children, when we all know in Africa that many women, very high-powered women, do marry and have careers. So it's sort of pitched in a very, sort of in a way that I found sort of problematic. But the fact is, like, there was another friend who was a Christian and had met her quote-unquote warrior in church, and there are many, many, many African women that I know like that, who actually have got no issues with tradition at all and just can't wait to be misses and to be seen as respectable and to be called madame and to have all the accoutrements of bourgeois respectability. Then there was another friend who was having an affair with a married man and who got pregnant. And again, to me, that is very commonplace, in that there are many younger women who get involved with older men who have got more money and who end up, maybe more embroiled than they thought they would be. So there are many good things about the film. It was very realistic, but it was humorous, and I think it was very watchable. Any woman around the world would enjoy watching it.
Give thanks. I also felt that a very strong message within the film, which again is very universal, was that each one teach one. The older generation can teach the younger generation can teach the older generation. Would you agree?
I think that's true, but at the same time, I think what came out for the main character's parents, what they learnt was actually to stand back and let their children explore their lives and go with their passions. So the younger daughter ended up finding a way to go to Texas to play basketball, and the central character, the mother at the end, said, look, I raised you, I brought you into the world, and I have to allow myself to trust you to do what is best for yourself. Yeah.
That brings me to, of course, we know why we're here at the Images of Black Women Film Festival in its 8th year. I believe it's a great platform to, to showcase a film like this and many other films. What is your view on IBW?
I don't have a view. I mean, I was called in, I was asked to come and be a panelist, which I'm very happy to do, but I know very little about them, but I think anything that profiles women filmmakers, black, African, diasporan filmmakers is a good thing. So I'm really pleased to be here and to be sort of sampling some of the films.
About her films is that she has a lot of sex in them, and that has
any projects that you could share with us for the future that we could be aware about?
Working on another documentary about a Ghanaian writer called Amata Edu, who's 72 this year. And so my friends and I are making a documentary to celebrate her life and her work. And that's what I'm working on. I'm also working on a novel, and I'm doing things like that.
How would we find out more about your ongoing projects? Is there a way that we can, Twitter, website?
There's a website for the last film I made called The Witches of Gambaga, and if you go on www.witchesofgambaga.com, you'll find out about that film. And there'll be links to other areas to do with my novel and so on. And if you go on Facebook and Google me, you'll get updates as to what I'm doing.
Okay, give thanks.